Thank you. It's a pleasure to be back in London to tell the Teranga story. Before I get started, I'd like to bring your attention to our safe harbor language, as I will be making forward-looking statements through the course of today's presentation. So we at Teranga, we have a very clear vision for the company, and that is to build a West African mid-tier gold producer capable of producing 500,000 ounces within the next 5 years and generating significantly higher EBITDA, earnings, and cash flow. So here's a snapshot at our pipeline of assets. We've got a producing mine in Senegal. We've got a second mine under construction in Burkina Faso, which will be completed this year. We've got a new discovery, which we believe will be our third mine, also located in Burkina Faso. And we've assembled a very prospective exploration package of properties in Côte d'Ivoire. It is this pipeline that we believe will take us to mid-tier status over the course of the next 5 years. So taking a closer look at our pipeline of projects, starting off with our flagship Sabodala mine, located in Senegal. Last year, it recorded its third consecutive year of record production. We produced 245,000 ounces of gold last year, and we beat the low end of our cost guidance, and we generated $50 million in free cash flow. Pleased to report we're off to a very strong start in Q1 of this year, and we expect another strong year at Sabodala. Before I leave Sabodala, I'd like to highlight our reserve base. So since our IPO in 2010, we've produced over 1.7 million ounces of gold, and yet today, we still have over 2 million ounces in reserves, which equates to a 10-plus year mine life, and we have a large resource base to further extend that mine life. In the near term, we expect to add reserves at Nakaferi. It's our largest deposit on the mine license. We're currently in the process of moving the local Sabodala village. Once the village is relocated next year, we'll recommence our exploration program, and then we'll begin mining this large deposit. Turning now to our second gold mine, Wahgnion. It's under construction. We expect it to be complete this year. Once complete, we expect Wahgnion to increase company-wide production by 50%. And that will take our company-wide production profile beginning next year to between 300 and 350,000 ounces of gold production per year. Over the first 5 years, we expect the mine to produce roughly about 130,000 ounces of gold at all-in sustaining costs of less than $800 per ounce, which will result in about $60 million in free cash flow per year. Late last year, we updated our reserves. Reserves increased by 40%. They're all open pit to 1.6 million ounces. We now have a 13-year mine life, and I'd like to preface that our entire reserve base is contained within 4 deposit areas, which are not fully drilled off. And we also have about a dozen targets, all within trucking distance of the mill, left to explore. Once the mine's completed later this year and generating free cash flow, we'll then restart an exploration program on those properties and targets. So ultimately, we think Wahgnion, much like Sabodala, will have at least a 15 to 20-year mine life. Pleased to report that construction is ahead of schedule and at least on budget, if not under budget. We expect to begin commissioning the process plant in the third quarter and ramping up in the fourth quarter. We're now targeting production this year of between 30 and 40,000 ounces. That's up from the 18,000 ounces in the tech report last fall. All-in sustaining costs should be between $750 and $825 per ounce. And this is a key step in our vision of becoming a mid-tier producer, having our second mine up and running. Now turning to our most advanced exploration project, Golden Hill. It's located in Burkina Faso in the Houndé Belt, an area well known for high-grade gold discoveries. We've been drilling this property for a little less than 2 years, and we've had very good results on 9 targets, all within a 7.5 kilometer radius. We came out in the first quarter with a very early stage mineral resource containing 415,000 ounces at 2 grams an indicated category, and a further 644,000 ounces at 1.7 grams of inferred. Gives us solid base to start with, but like I said, there's a lot more drilling left to be done. Within that 7.5 kilometer radius, we still have a number of targets that we haven't drilled. And beyond that, we believe that we've got a structure that extends 40 to 50 kilometers. So there's a lot more work to be done. That being said, we've been working towards the metallurgical test work, which is now being completed, which allow us to complete our technical and economic assessment in order to move this project into the feasibility stage of development. In the feasibility stage of development, the first priority will be to continue to expand the resource. So there'll be further drilling to expand the resource, and we will begin engineering and EISA work. And then, assuming the drill results are positive as we expect, then we would expect next year to infill to reserve status and then apply for a mine license in the first part of next year. So we increasingly believe that this could be our third producing gold mine. Beyond that, we're in Côte d'Ivoire. Côte d'Ivoire is home to over a third of the West African gold belt. It's been underexplored. We've entered Côte d'Ivoire through 2 joint ventures. The first is with Miminvest, a company that's controlled by our largest shareholder and board member. We've got 3 early stage exploration properties in that JV. The second JV includes a mine license and 3 exploration permits. It's called AFIMA. It's located adjacent to the Ghanaian border. It's an area where 2 of the very prospective gold belts from Ghana extend into Côte d'Ivoire. We've had very good early stage results through both of these JVs, and we'll have more to say that as the year progresses. So at Teranga, our goal is to share the benefits of responsible mining with all of our stakeholders. And our commitment to CSR and strong social license is very important to us. So we've got programs underway that extend from water to health to hygiene to sanitation to areas of income generation, education, culture, and employment. Please report that last year at Sabodala, we had the highest percentage of Senegalese nationals in our senior management ranks. We're proud of that, and we expect that to continue. Beyond that, Sabodala is one of the safest mines in the world. The lost time injury rate is less than 1 per million hours worked. And looking at Wahyoung, we've now worked more than 4 million hours without a lost time incident. It's a real credit to the safety culture that we're building at both of these operations. So our focus on people and our social license has facilitated our growth in Senegal, is now paving the way for our growth in Burkina Faso and Côte d'Ivoire. We work very hard every day to earn the trust and respect of our stakeholders. So in summary, 2019 is a very important year for Teranga as we look to achieve our vision of becoming a mid-tier gold producer in West Africa. By the end of this year, we'll have 2 producing mines in 2 separate jurisdictions, capable of generating between 300 and 350,000 ounces of annual gold production and strong free cash flows. We'll have a 3rd project, Golden Hill, we expect in feasibility, and we'll be advancing our exploration projects in Côte d'Ivoire. Last year, we had EBITDA over $100 million and operating cash flow of close to $100 million. With the second mine operational this year, we expect our numbers to be better. And yet our market cap is only about $300 million today. And that's in large part due to the overhang as we complete this second project, which is nearing completion. We're ahead of schedule, under budget, and we think once the project's up and running, we'll see the re-rate on our share price. Thank you for listening to my story today. Thanks.